I am ranked number one. One! That means I'm the best.
Liam Smith's fight with Liam Williams has been upgraded to a WBO interim belt, even though Liam Smith just lost the WBO official joint to Canelo Alvarez. And this will put him in an interim mandatory position. But apparently the fight is not a foregone conclusion. Some people say Williams can fight. I haven't seen him fight. Frank taking all the bogus belts he can get at the same time trying to destroy the Eubanks event against Quinlan for the IBO title. And these are the shows he's putting on British Telecom. The new deal with British Telecom and Box Nation. Not impressed, Frank. Not impressed. Not impressed. Not impressed. Not impressed.
Do you know what a hassa is, Frank? That's a pig that don't fly straight. Neither do you, Frank.
I think somebody has told Frank, you know what I mean, like you need to have a more diverse ethnicity of fighters on your roster, because recently I saw a press conference for a Box Nation show in Leicester, and they've got Jermaine Smile, a fighter I've seen box live. He's pretty good. Super middleweight, defending his English title against another black fighter, an aggressive, unbeaten guy. And Anthony Yard, I believe, is on that card. And there was another black fighter. It was weird seeing a Frank Warren card, or any card. Eddie's cards are a little more diverse, but it was weird seeing so much black fighters at a press conference on a British bill. And on Saturday, on the same card where Liam Smith is fighting Liam Williams, you got Terry Flanagan defending against Petrov, WBO lightweight title. Apparently Petrov is pretty useful. I'm not sure about that. I don't know anything about the guy really, admittedly. And you have Nicola Adams, female boxer making a debut. She's a two-time Olympian. Very popular outside boxing. You see her on a lot of TV programs. She's very popular. And they've got the heavyweight Daniel Dubois. So, you know, they're both young, black, aspiring fighters. So I don't know if it's deliberate or it's just the natural progress and course of Box Nation, but at least what we're seeing from them is a more diverse representation of Britain in 2017 on Box Nation. And Zolane Tete is on the bill. When Frank's going to deliver this guy a meaningful fight or a title shot, I don't know. You know, it kind of reminds me of the Luis Ortiz situation with Eddie Hearn. You brought him over here to fight fucking Malik Scott and Dave Allen. What's the point of that? You know what I mean? He could have got similar low caliber opposition in America. Nowhere near a meaningful fight, nowhere near her. Tony Bellew finds himself in a lucrative position if he stays at heavyweight, you know. Joseph Parker, Deontay Wilder have all spoken to Team Bellew. The David Haye rematch. Bellew broke his hand during the David Haye victory and has since seen a specialist and must wait a couple of weeks before finding out whether he will require surgery. He's also set to go on holiday, enjoy some time away from the ring before he makes his decision on his next move. I actually think the Parker fight, in terms of a winnable fight, is the best one for Bellew and of course David Haye. But anything to do with Wilder, don't like it. Joseph Parker tweeted at Bellew, "All goes well, May the 6th, I'll fight you next at the O2, no problem." So we can safely assume that cruiserweight is done. The money isn't there. The lucrative fights are a heavyweight, and it is what it is. You know, we'll see what he does with the WBC cruiserweight belt. You know, maybe he won't want to give it up. I don't know. He can get good money for defending it, but there's no cakewalks in there. There's a lot of Europeans with awkward names to pronounce, but they can fight. It's just the recognition and profit margins for taking on these tasks. They don't really add up as far as the accountant is concerned. You know what I mean?
Hey, you want to fight or something?
The world tries to progress in its own way. It's not always an efficient job done by us as a collective. But, you know, we try to progress and things attempt to right themselves and change. 65% of sports coaches, I'm not sure at what level they're saying, lack knowledge about mental health, and apparently it's a problem in sports. Joop Mackenzie, former freeweight world champion, has now become an official ambassador for Mind. The charity wants to encourage more sports coaches to undergo mental health training and offers mental health awareness for sport and physical activity in order to improve understanding around mental health problems with sport. Duke's job will be to help champion the benefits that physical exercise can have in managing a mental health problem. He had a brother who committed suicide, Dudley Mackenzie, a boxer, a middleweight, at age 33 in 1995, committed suicide. So it's a subject very close to him and his family. His nephew Leon Mackenzie, a former professional footballer, attempted to commit suicide as well in 2009. His dad, Clinton, another boxer from the Mackenzie clan, and a very good boxer too, very good boxer, Clinton Mackenzie, managed to save his son. Leon is now a professional boxer himself, a super middleweight, recently holding the English super middleweight title. Leon actually took a concoction of pills with a bottle of Jack Daniels in a hotel. Luckily, his dad got to him and rescued him. In his time as a pro footballer, he got injury after injury. Psychologically, it drained him out and he couldn't come to terms with it. And he ended up where he ended up, luckily. And he's a nice dude, you know, he's still alive. One of his opponents recently, a Scottish guy, tried to use his mental illness against him, and he went ballistic. He really wanted to hurt the guy, and he actually knocked the Scottish guy out in the ring. You know, he fought more aggressively than he normally actually fights. He's normally quite a cautious boxer. But Joop Mackenzie said, "I know that there currently isn't enough support for mental health in boxing. It's great to see that England Boxing, I think a no-profit organisation, has signed a mental health charter. But more needs to be done to support boxing coaches," he said.
And why don't you tell all these nice folks why you've been ducking me?
Luckily for you lot across the old pond, you'll be able to see Jorge Linares defend his WBC lightweight title against Anthony Crolla live on Showtime, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time, live from the Manchester Arena in the UK. Linares 41 victories, 3 losses, 27 by KO. Crolla 31 victories, 5 losses, 3 draws. They battled it out last year, and this article I'm reading is saying it was a close fight, but it wasn't. Linares dominated the fight, and it's as simple as that. Anthony Crolla is an improving fighter, and before the Linares loss, he beat up the unbeaten Barroso, who was looking very impressive in his lead-up fights to the Crolla fight. He was actually doing very well against Crolla until Crolla started working the body and breaking him down. And he also had 2 career best performances against Diaz Perez. I thought he won the first one. They gave it a draw. In a rematch, he knocked him out with a beautiful body shot. And his body punching has become an increasing weapon and feature in his repertoire recently. Mikey Garcia will join the Showtime Boxing International announce team as a guest analysis alongside the host Brian Costa and analysis Al Bernstein and Paulie Malignaggi. So they're saying that Garcia may be scouting for a future opponent, and the winner of Linares Crolla, the rematch, may fit that criteria. Crolla hopes to be cutting off the ring quicker this time around. I've got to respond in bunches of punches a little more. There are many obstacles that are going to be put in front of me from Linares, but I believe I will have an answer for every one of them. Linares said he had a great camp. He's anxious to fight. He can't wait to show you on Saturday night, but he's going to return back home to Venezuela with his belts, as far as he's concerned. I think it would be a good fight. It would be a good fight. Crolla has a chance. I think he has a chance, but you'd have to favor Linares again to repeat last year's performance and take his WBC belt back. And a WBA belt. It was a unification match, actually. Back to Venezuela. Linares' more versatile boxing, his speed advantage, he's the better stylist. Crolla tends to tuck up and make it into a war of endurance, walk you down He used to box a little more though, from what I remember. But you know, he tucks up and he walks you down, and it's a little predictable. It's a little predictable. He'll need to vary it up, and Linares can cut and he can be floored. He can be beaten, but Linares' versatile style should win out. Should win out. It seemed like the Pacquiao-Khan fight was a wrap from over a week ago. I think we was writing it off after the Arabs didn't come up with the Arab money. But Khan is saying, well, he's not focusing on it, but it could still happen. He spoke to Al Heyman, and he reckons he'll be back April or May, and he's looking for an opponent outside Pacquiao. So you can only hope. You can only hope, I guess, you know. He is in a mandatory position for Keith Thurman's WBC belt that he took off Danny Garcia. He could call for that.
Shut up! What are you trying to say? Khan doesn't want that work from Thurman.
Oh, hell no!
Bob Arum and Al Heyman are sitting down on their punches. And, you know, the Heyman advised Felix Diaz is facing off. Well, the terms have been agreed. They've come to an agreement on material terms. And Felix Diaz is going to fight Terence Crawford. That's just a brilliant fight, man. It's a brilliant fight. Crawford, I believe, really wants that pound-for-pound title. I don't think he's just fighting for money. This is not a mandatory. Diaz is rated number 5 by the WBC. He's not even ranked by the WBO. So it's not a mandatory. Diaz, short and squat, very talented fighter from the Dominican Republic. Looking very impressive at the moment. Very impressive. And the fact that Terence Crawford is confident that he'll take a fight like this as a voluntary speaks volumes about the guy. It really does. It really does. Diaz has only lost once, and that's to Lamont Peterson, and that's highly disputed. It was a majority decision. This guy snapped the unbeaten run of Sammy Vasquez, and he's fought tough opponents. He's beat Adrian Granados. Gabriel Bracero was 23-1 going into the fight. Emmanuel Latte is tough, gave Errol Spence a little bit of a battle. Risky fight because it's the type of fight where he struggles. The Crawford detractors will be saying, well, how did this guy give you a hard fight? You know, he's not even on the radar, but, you know, just because he doesn't speak the lingo and he doesn't have a Triple G type machine behind him or a Canelo type machine doesn't mean that he's not more than capable. He is. He's an extremely talented fighter. And props to Crawford for taking this one. Props to Crawford. And I'm not going to break down or predict this one yet because it's more difficult than what a lot of people think. At least on paper it is.